Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new video. Today we're going to be reviewing the brand new 3 additions to the Finery line that have been trickling into Target stores, I think, since right after Christmas, which is very early. They usually don't launch their new fragrances until around March or so. But if you guys have been curious about these 3 new additions to the line, then keep on watching. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Oshumare. On this channel, I talk about all things smell good. So if you're into smelling good, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you are a returning viewer, hey, it is so good to see you. All right, you guys. So like I mentioned, these fragrances usually don't start trickling into stores. At least I didn't notice them last year or the year before until around like February, March. However, this year, y'all, they said Happy New Year, okay? Here are the new fragrances already. They didn't give us time to recover from all that spending we did for Christmas or anything, but I'm not mad at it because I got all 3 of the fragrances that came out. And let's start off with the one that I feel like is going to be the most anticipated because everybody loves the original of this fragrance, and this is called Rosalina. And Rosalina, cute bottle, right, you guys? So I'm assuming from that name, this is supposed to be one of the Delina dupes. So let's go over the notes that are on here first, and then I'll tell you which one I think it's somewhat kind of duping. So all of the boxes always have the scent notes and like the scent experience on the back. So in Rosalina, it says you have sparkling lychee, velvet rose, and cashmere musk. And it says not your average rose for the scent experience. So you got some rose, lychee. It's obviously trying to dupe one of the Delinas. And y'all, I smelled all the Delinas that I have in my collection, and I think that the closest that this one comes to is Delina exclusive because it's not as sharp as the original one. I love the original Delina, but that rhubarb lychee mix, it gives it this tartness, and this one really doesn't have like a tartness to it. Even though it has lychee, it doesn't smell like the original at all. This one is a little bit more powdery and creamy, and that's why I said I think it's getting somewhat close to Delina exclusive, and it doesn't have that like watery airiness that Delina La Rose has either. So compared to the Delina exclusive one, I'm going to smell them side by side. I've already done this, but I just want to do it one more time in front of you guys. So in this hand, we have Delina exclusive, and then we have Rosalina over here. Okay, so this does smell similar, but it's not exact, y'all, because yeah, it's missing a little something. And that little something that it's missing, that's what makes Delina exclusive, in my opinion. And I think the main difference is that there's 2 different types of rose in here. So in Rosalina, you have velvet rose, and in Delina exclusive and the original one, you have Turkish rose, which if you've ever smelled Turkish rose, it has a very distinct smell to it, and it smells completely different than all the other roses. So the rose in Rosalina smells more so like a pink rose petal versus that Turkish rose that's in Delina exclusive. So it gives Delina exclusive like a more like creamy denseness to it that this one doesn't have. This one does have that DNA, but it's a bit more powdery, like kind of like the powdery rose that's in the one from Sniff. Rose Era doesn't smell exactly like that, but that's the type of rose that I'm sensing in this one versus that Turkish rose. But that is in the opening, however. Once this dries down on your skin, it does start to resemble Delina exclusive a little bit more, but it's still not exact. Yeah, and on your skin, it smells even more different than Delina exclusive. So I could see where they were going with this. You do kind of get that DNA, but I wouldn't say it's exact because I think that Turkish rose is really hard to duplicate. Yeah, the Turkish rose is just a little bit more complex. So this is like a toned down Delina exclusive. So if you want something kind of in the same scent family as Delina exclusive, not exact, for much cheaper, because I believe this is like $29.99 versus over $300, you really can't go wrong with this one. And this one lasts on my skin about 2.5 hours. When I woke up in the morning, I couldn't smell it. So you are going to have to layer up with this one. And I am going to try it out again and see maybe if that was just because I had too many oils and all kind of other things on. But I think that this one is not going to be like a super, it's definitely not going to be in the realm of Delina exclusive at all. This one lasts a good 7, 8 hours on my skin. And I even get whiffs of this one the next day on my clothes when I have it in the laundry room. This one, I don't think is going to have that same type of projection and sillage. But these are still somewhat my first impressions because I've only had them for a couple days. But so far, it seems like this is going to sit a little closer to your skin. Another thing that doesn't really stand out to me as distinct as the original Delina exclusive is that lychee. It's more so about that velvety rose in here and that musk more so than it's about that lycheeness. So I would say it's kind of like its own take on Delina exclusive. This might even be a duplicate of something else, but with the name like Rosalina, it's really hard to think that it's not going to be duping one of the Delinas. So far in my nose, though, I think the closest one it got to somewhat is Delina exclusive. I do think it's pretty, especially if you just take it as its own fragrance. If you like rose, if you like musk, if you like mainly just rose and musk, I think you would really enjoy this one. So once again, this is Rosalina. The next one that I picked up is a body mist because the fragrance for this one, I have it, but I really wasn't interested in having another full bottle DNA in my collection. But this one is called She's a Goodie. And from the notes and what I'm smelling so far, I think this is supposed to be their version of Good Girl, the original one from Carolina Herrera. And one of the main differences with these body mists and the perfumes when you get them in the boxes, this one doesn't have the scent notes on the back. In fact, I don't even think this had a box that it came in. It just had the box that it was delivered from Target and it was just like in there loose. So I had to look up the notes for you guys. So in this one, you have purple plum, gardenia petals, and warm tuberose. And based off of these notes, it looks like the only note that these two share, at least this is what's listed, is that tuberose. You know, Good Girl, it has cacao, praline, vanilla, so many other notes that gives it a lot of depth and like great for date night. Oh, and the scent experience for this one says a good girl gone bad. So when I read that scent experience, it kind of threw me off because I'm like, wait, is this supposed to be an inspiration for Killian's Good Girl Gone Bad, which I don't have that in my collection. I can't remember what it smells like, but I think I liked it and I know it's tuberose forward. But then once I smelled this one, I said, no, I think this is supposed to be their version of Good Girl. So let's spray both of these side by side and I'll tell you, you know, if it's given Good Girl or if it's given something completely different entirely. Now, mind you, it's a body mist, right? Versus a perfume. So it's gonna be giving me like the fragrance, but on a lighter scale. So it might not be fair to smell these side by side, but it's still gonna give me an idea of, you know, if it smells like Good Girl. All right, so let's smell She's a Goodie first. Okay. And then this is Good Girl. Okay, so they do smell similar. They do. I give it that. But the almond in here and that praline and just everything in here makes this one so much stronger and more like going out, you know, having fun at night. Whereas this one is kind of giving, you can wear it in the day, you can wear it in the night. It's a little bit airier and it's a little brighter. So it could be that plum that's in here that's giving it a little something different, or that gardenia, but it's in the same realm as Good Girl. It just doesn't have as much girth as Good Girl has. Yeah, and honestly, I don't know if I like this one as much as I like Good Girl. It's kind of like just the daytime version of this one. Or like if this was the grown woman version, this would almost kind of be like the, you know, she just got grown version, you know. I'm gonna put this one on the other side and see if it's giving a little something different on my skin. Cause in the cap and on paper, it's starting to smell a little weird. Oh, so much better on the skin. Still not giving 100% Carolina Herrera though, or Good Girl. And with this one, I really haven't worn it all that much because I'm just not in the mood to wear Good Girl right now. But so far on my skin, when I sprayed it today and the first day that I got it, at least in this body mist form, I don't think it's gonna have the longest longevity. Yeah, and I think I'm just fine with this body mist. I thought I was gonna regret getting just this and not getting the full size, but I'm actually happy that I just got this body mist. We'll play around with it, but for now, I think this might be my least favorite. So once again, this is She's a Goodie. And last but not least, this is the one I was the most excited for. I was kind of excited about Rosalina, but because I already have lotions, body mist, things that smell very Delina-esque in my collection in excess. I wasn't as excited about that one. This one though, oh, I only have one version of this in my collection, and this is called No Prince Required. And just based off of that name, I'm assuming that this is supposed to be their version of Killian's Princess. I don't need a prince by my side to be a princess. Oh my gosh, y'all. This one is so good. Okay, so let's go over the notes on the back of the bottle for this one. So in here it says you have night blooming jasmine, pink marshmallow, and amber. So off the bat, I'm seeing that there's no matcha in here, which I feel like that mix of the matcha and the marshmallow, it's what makes Princess, and the ginger, which is what I love about it. And I have Princess right here, so we're gonna compare the two in just a second. But you guys, let me put this one over here. Y'all, so you can definitely tell it's a little something different because that matcha tea note is not in here. But y'all, it's like a slight difference. This is more so marshmallow forward. So if you've been looking for a really good, realistic marshmallow perfume, this is that with that like princess DNA. But I think it is just as good. So let's spray them side by side and do a true comparison, not on my skin, but on this paper. So over here, we're going to have Princess. Oh, I love that, y'all. That is so pretty. It's just like a soft, fluffy marshmallow tea. And then this is No Prince Required on this side. Okay. So on paper, you can't tell the difference at all. On skin, you can tell that it's a little something different. But you guys, when it dries down, you cannot tell the difference at all. And because of that, y'all, I think I want a second bottle of this because I have been babysitting my Princess because I just love this so much. Even though I can get another bottle when it's gone, I baby this because I enjoy this so much. I think it is such a delicious fragrance. And one of my favorite things about this is that tea note in here. I really don't get a heavy dose of ginger. I mainly get the tea and the marshmallow to my nose. I know some people, they pull more of that ginger note. And I don't know exactly how they got these to smell so similar without having that matcha tea note in here, especially on the dry down. But I think they did a fantastic job on this one. So yeah, and also this one lasts the longest on my skin too, which is another plus because I think, well, not even I think, out of all of these, this one is my favorite. This is the one I would recommend, especially if you love Killian's Princess or if you just love marshmallow, like a realistic marshmallow, not one that you have to go, searching for the marshmallow in. I think you would love this one. Oh, y'all, yeah, this one is delicious. So in the opening, again, it's going to be slightly different. You're not going to get that kind of zestiness from the ginger, and you're definitely not going to detect any type of tea. You are going to get that marshmallow. But once it dries down, that's where the beauty is. I mean, I think it smells amazing in the opening too, but if you want it to smell very similar to this one, you just have to let it settle on your skin a little bit, but not like an hour or anything. It literally starts to transform on your skin within like minutes, maybe like 5 minutes. Y'all, this smells so good though. So, okay. So out of all of these, I'm sure you guys have guessed, but this one is my favorite. I will highly recommend if you love marshmallow, slightly sweet, like fluffy type of fragrances. I think you would really enjoy No Prince Required. If you like that Delina exclusive rosy DNA with a little bit of cashmere musk instead of just musk, I think you would really enjoy this one. And this one is my number 2. And then last but not least, if you just can't get enough of Good Girl, then you should check out She's a Goodie. But in my opinion, I don't think it is exactly the same, but it is in the same scent DNA as Good Girl. All right, you guys, and that is it. That is my quick review of these brand new additions to the Finery line. Comment down below, let me know which ones are you guys most excited to smell. If you guys have picked up any of these, drop it down below. Let me know, what do you guys think about it? Especially this one. Do you think this smells similar to Good Girl Gone Bad? Do you think we needed this one? I'm sure we're gonna have some new additions to the line as we get closer to spring, but so far I think they did us really good with these two. If you guys did like today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up before you leave. Share it with a friend or two. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. And as usual, take care of yourself. God bless you all. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.